Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Ibrahim Yusuf, standing in for Adeni Ajishafe, who's actually enjoying the Christmas holidays. So wherever you are, Adeni, I hope you're having a blast. Well, today the show is going to roll on despite the holidays, and we are going to have a bumper package for you. We're going to talk about leagues across Africa. We're going to talk about AFCON, of course, because that's the in thing right now. And we're going to talk about something centering around the domestic leagues in Nigeria, and of course the impact of COVID on sports. It is 360 Sports on Trust TV. The show continues after this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back to 360 Sports on Trust TV. Well, like I said before we went on the break, we have a bumper package for you despite the holiday season. And of course, I'm not alone in the studio. I have someone that I will not call a guest. He's our friend here in the show, and he has always been here for us whenever we need him, and that's Olawale Peters. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Brian. It's my pleasure to be here.
Yes, and it's always a pleasure to have you here. Always.
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's just go straight into it. We had a discussion with somebody, and we were talking about the CAF Champions League and how it has been really dominated by North African teams. Because we were looking at the list of winners and we saw that like 6 out of the top 10 winners of the CAF Champions League are actually from North Africa. You understand? Al Ahly has won 10 titles. The nearest club to them has 5. Yeah. You understand? And that's how dominant they actually are. So I just want to ask you now, what's your take on this? I mean, like, why is the North African region dominating football in Africa?
Okay, thank you, Ibrahim, once again. They will continue to dominate the African League, no doubt about it, because they are prepared for it. And if you look at the top 5 richest club in Africa, apart from Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, yeah. The others, Al Ahly of Egypt, Samalek of Egypt, and Pyramid of Egypt. So that means they are investing a lot in football. So there's this partnership between the government and the private individual to give them the game of sport. They've been dominating Africa for a very, 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 very long time. So until we in Nigeria also, or other African countries, they see sports as business. They allow individual to come in. Glory are those days when we have the Inwanya National.
Exactly.
When we have Abiola Babes.
Yes, Leventis United, Ranch Bees. Exactly.
So all these people, they pump in money. And we still have people in this country. We have the likes of Aliko Dangote. Exactly. And we have the likes of His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, Bukola Saraki. All these people, they have what it takes to buy or invest in some of these teams. Like we saw in 2003 and 2004, when Eyimba won the CAF Champions League back to back during the time of His Excellency Orji Kalu. Exactly. So if you have that continuous, we'll be competing with the North African teams. If you don't have that one, then definitely there's going to be a problem. We have to invest, number one. We have to have the maintenance culture. Alhaji Dangote has done a lot when it comes to sport development in Nigeria. The stadium that has just been renovated, done by him, and he's still going to continue the maintenance for the next 2 years. We have the National Stadium in Surulere. There was even a time that we have some agents that are collecting money from people to go and stay in the stadium. In the stadium. So you can see the situation we have in this country. So until we have that private ownership to come in and invest. No, let's take a look, for example, now. We have an Alhaji Keshintin, that's the Premier Lotto chairman Baba Jebu.
Exactly.
Let him have a club in Nigeria. Let's have the likes of His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to have a club in Nigeria. His Excellency Raji Fashola to have a club in Nigeria, Chief Mike Adenuga to have a club in Nigeria.
People like Tony Olumelu.
To have, do you understand?
Exactly.
Alhaji Rabiu Abdulsamad to have a club in Nigeria, and His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, all these people to have a club in Nigeria that they manage.
Exactly.
Will be able to do what? To compete with the North African team, because that is what they do. If they want to play CAF Champions League, they travel by flight, private jets.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have that in Nigeria? Do we have it in Africa?
Yes.
In fact, I think it's been very long that we have after Enyimba won it in 2003 and 2004. We've not seen any West African club
yes,
have filled in that gap again. So it has been North, except TP Mozambique,
exactly.
Democratic Republic of Congo
yes.
also,
and
that they came
and
in.
Sundowns
So that's actually the problem we have until we have that private individual to come in, because we can't leave everything for the government.
Exactly, because that's what I was actually getting to. It's like all these clubs actually bankrolled by mostly state governments. Yeah. You understand? And state governments are actually limited, because we spoke about this a couple of days ago on this show, about how teams travel for away games. Yes. You understand? You have them traveling in buses, going there. By the time that they get there, they're exhausted. And, you know, all these things are actually come into play to actually make our own league not as strong as it's supposed to be. And definitely our representation comes from the league. Yeah. These clubs play in our leagues and they go out there to compete with these guys that you just mentioned, travel in private jets. They stay in the most expensive hotels. They have the facilities, the training facilities. When you go to their training grounds, you will think that it's actually the national stadium. You understand, because of the facilities they have. So is it just a money issue, or there's an issue of mentality also? Well,
the mentality comes in also, then management also. There's a way you can manage the little resources you have, instead of being extravagant about it. I think the mentality comes in also. Then the issue of maintenance also, it comes in. You'll be surprised when you watch some of the Nigerian domestic league, during the halftime, when the players want to drink water, they will be drinking sachet water.
Sachet water, exactly.
We've seen that.
Yes.
I won't be surprised if you have some of our players, when they travel to play away matches, they'll be sleeping inside the bus till the following day. So you can't expect people like that to compete with someone coming to play with you, private jet,
five-star hotels,
hotel. The money is been there already. So we don't really have that until we change that mentality in Africa. I think it's only South Africa that they are really trying to do something. They've already been able to work on what they achieved during the World Cup in South Africa, which they hosted that time. So we have that. We hosted World Cup also in Nigeria.
Okay.
We hosted World Cup. Do you know World Cup we hosted in Nigeria?
Yes, we
did. So what has happened
after that?
To all the facilities.
Exactly.
Nothing has happened. So that's why the issue of our mentality, the maintenance culture, needs to really go to Games Village and let's see what happened to those quarters that are supposed to be for the sport activities. The national stadium
something else entirely.
It's something else. So I think for us to compete with the North Africans, we need to change our mentality, our maintenance culture. Then we can't leave everything for the government alone. The private individual also, they need to come in. Like the people I mentioned, let them buy clubs. That's when you see it being interesting. You'll be eager to go to the stadium. I think there was a match in the week 1, a domestic league, between I think Katsina United and Rivers United, in which Rivers United, they won the match away from home. It took the security operative almost 15 minutes before they allow the away team to leave the stadium.
Yes.
So all those mentality we need to really, so that people will be encouraged to go to the stadium.
Exactly.
To go and watch
matches.
The match.
Because I was actually talking about this just yesterday. I mean, like, I was saying that sometimes there's no need watching the league. You understand? Because you know all the home teams will actually win. I actually saw a game a few years ago where somebody attacked the referee with a bench. You understand? He picked up a bench and attacked the referee because the referee actually added 17 minutes added on time because the home team was losing.
and they missed the win.
You understand? And then in those 17 minutes, he gave a penalty to the home team. They equalized, and then he blew the final whistle. So somebody from the crowd actually brought a bench and attacked the referee. So you can actually imagine that kind of situation. So I think these are things that actually need to change. And it's not just a question of money, like he said. It is a question of mentality as well, from the administration to the fans to the players themselves. And that is where we can be able to get to where we need to go. Well, still talking African football, the AFCON. Yes, that is the in thing right now. We're talking about the African Cup of Nations. Lots of controversy here and there. Will it be postponed? Will we get it? Changing managers and whatnot. The preparation of the Super Eagles. I know you've had your take on this, yes, but how do you see the preparation going right now as it is with the current technical team that we have? I heard that you're going to camp in Abuja. And we're still awaiting the list, I think. Lots of countries have actually named provincial lists for the AFCON. Nigeria is still there. How do you see the preparation going?
Okay, honestly,
yes.
I think we are going to the AFCON to mark register. That's the truth.
Yes.
I think we are going there just to mark register because we don't have any preparation whatsoever. So we have a 40-man list that was submitted by Kenneth Roy before
he left. Yes.
Someone you know you are not going to renew his contract or you are going to ask to go or sack, you allowed him to pick 40 people.
Players.
40 players, and the list and the names have been submitted to CAF. About 2 or 3 days ago, I read that Austin Eguafon, he wanted to alter the list to bring in maybe some of the players.
Which is expected.
But the CAF said no.
Because they've already submitted that list.
The timeline for you to submit that has gone. So you can't do that again.
So was it that the NFF did not know they were going to fire Raw when they allowed him to submit that list?
Well, honestly, I think it's the pressure on them that made them to, we like to leave things late in this country before we take.
Oh, we make them up as we go along.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Just like the preparation for the AFCON.
Yes.
What have we done? The players are not around yet. No preparation, nothing. So it is maybe 2 or 3 days. We'll see everybody forming activity as if they are actually doing something.
Yes.
So it's activity.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Also, we submitted the list. He wants to alter the list. Probably has seen the list of players and looking at what he wanted to do because he said he wants to play an attacking football.
Entertaining football. Yeah.
That is what he wants to do. Maybe has seen the list. Maybe we have more defenders than the midfielders or than even the striker. He wants to change that. That is not possible for him to do now. So he has to make do with the list that has been prepared
by somebody
else
who has different tactics, a different mentality, and a different game plan to what he has.
So that means from beginning, have we failed or not?
Okay.
So that's number one.
Yeah.
Then the number two, if the foreign-based player, because I think there's an issue between the European leagues and the African.
And CAF, yes.
And to be sincere, I'm going to say this here. That it is high time that we Africans will come together as one and fight their post-colonization, especially in the game of football. According to the FIFA rule, they're supposed to release all the players latest by 27th of December.
Yeah.
Some of these European clubs are saying they are not going to release the players until January 3rd.
Those are the ones that even want to release. Yeah, exactly.
While others
are refusing to release completely.
The Napoli lawyer yesterday said he's going to take Victor Osimhen
to court. Because he declared himself fit.
He declared himself fit. That is not his responsibility. Why should we be doing that? Yes, they spend money on these players. Agreed.
Yes.
But can they do that if they want to play Copa America to their players? Can they do it if they want to play European Cup? They don't do that. It is only when it comes to Africa, back to mentality, we have to change this mentality. Ziyech of Morocco was dropped.
Exactly, from the squad.
The squad. Why? Because he faked an injury when he's supposed to play a friendly match against Ghana sometimes in June. And the coach said, no, you are not committed and loyal to your country.
We can't have
no
you.
matter how that is what they call discipline. That is what we need in Africa.
At one point, they actually wanted to bully us into changing the AFCON from January to June so that it can rhyme with the end of the European League season. You understand? But most of our leagues in Africa don't end maybe during that period.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you understand? So why that? So I think, just like you said, I think it's an issue of mentality. Africans,
it is mentality, and the AFCON we are talking about. Good to know that the AFCON Cup is the 4th most expensive trophy in the world. So that respect needs to be given to that trophy and to the continent of Africa. Because the way they are doing right now, if they have their ways, they can even tell us to cancel AFCON.
Yes, exactly.
Sincerely. So, and I love what the CAF president is doing currently now. So he's making sure that everything is intact. So the issue of COVID or not COVID, I don't think that's the main reason why it's because of the timing of the calendar, which they cannot force African to dance to their tune all the time. So coming back to the topic, are we
exactly
really,
because we've digressed a little bit.
Are we really ready?
Prepared.
Sincerely, we are not ready. We are going to mark register. That's the truth.
But you could be surprised. I mean, like, just going by what happened in the recent European Championships, nobody gave Italy a chance. They said they were just going there to make up the numbers and whatnot.
If you watch the Italy match, the first and the second, the first match, the second match, up to the last match, you know that these people are ready for something. And they prepared for it.
So maybe we should wait till our opening game, and then we'll
till the what?
Our opening match, and then we'll find out exactly whether we're prepared or not.
You know what I believe?
Yeah.
I believe in the adage that says if you have a camel and you want God to protect the camel for you, what do you need to do? You tie the camel and you pray to God that
to
God
protect this camel for me.
Not that you leave the camel and you say,
God protect this camel for me.
No, it's not going to work that way. So if we don't have the European players in camp currently now, what about the home-based players that are going to be part of the team? Are they not supposed to be around by now? So sincerely, I don't think we are ready in Nigeria.
So according to, if we are going to buy what Olawale actually said, Nigeria's preparation is in shambles for the CAF AFCON. Well, we hope they get their acts together and they prove us wrong and they all make us proud as well. It's still 360 Sports on Trust TV. We'll take a short break and then we'll return shortly. Stay with us. Still talking sports on 360 Sports and Trust TV, and we've been talking about African football, Nigerian football, and we're still staying on the topic of Nigerian football. We talked about the Nigerian Professional Football League earlier, how we need to change the mentality to actually suit what we need, where we need to get as a footballing nation. There is a female league in Nigeria. How many people actually know that we have a female league in Nigeria and it's actually being played? Do you think enough is being done to promote Nigerian football, women football domestically? Because we only hear when the Falcons are going out for international tournaments and whatnot. But within our country, are we doing enough to promote it?
Not at all. We're not doing enough at all. I'm sure if we do a survey outside there to ask people, to ask Nigerians, is there anything called Nigerian
Women Football League? Exactly.
They'll tell you that no, we don't have it because we don't have that. We didn't make enough awareness about it. So we need to do a lot of awareness. So we are calling on the likes of Alakija to come out, maybe to be an ambassador, because we need a face to hit.
Exactly.
So once we have a face to hit, they say, oh, Madam Fonsho Alakija, she's promoting
actually
what?
Part of this.
What is she promoting? This is what she's promoting. Yeah. All the other celebrities, what are they promoting? This is what they are promoting. Instead of promoting Big Brother Nigeria and what have you all the time, let's promote something that can make us proud, that can provide employment, that can add to the economy. Because the game of sport, especially football, it's a lot of investment.
Exactly.
A lot of investment. Most of the European countries, they are really banking on the revenue they get from these sports activities.
Exactly.
So we shouldn't be laid behind also. I think we need a lot of faces to act as an ambassador so that we can get more prominent and more awareness to the game of female football. Maybe they can give us what the men have failed or refused
to do.
Yes,
well, we hope that happens for the sake of women football. You just touched a subject on revenue, how lots of countries actually bank on revenue from sports. One thing that has actually disrupted this revenue stream is COVID. COVID came out of nowhere, took us by surprise. Lots of stadia were shut down, tournaments were moved, some were cancelled completely. So what was your assessment on the impact of COVID on sports generally? Not only in Africa, I mean like worldwide, because it is a worldwide pandemic.
Well, it's very massive because the sport industry alone, if I can get it right, I think it's the annual revenue that you get or value of sport activity globally annually is about $756 billion.
Annually?
Annually.
Yes.
$756 billion annually. And during COVID, I think we lost close to 70%
of that revenue stream.
So that means over 500 billion US dollar were lost during that period. What do we mean? We have teams. Let's take UEFA, for example. When UEFA wants to play the home and away, you have people that have to travel. They use either flight, train, or whatever. The means of transportation was affected during that period. TV rights were lost during that period. Then the people promoting, doing the advert, everything. So it affects a lot. I think the game of rugby lost almost $50 billion. Because the game during the COVID, because the game of sport is a physical contact.
Exactly.
And the COVID, you have to have
social distancing. Exactly. So you can't.
So definitely you can't
interact.
You can't do that. So that's why most of the European clubs, teams are doing everything possible to make sure that they didn't go on lockdown again.
Exactly.
To make sure that the game still continue because they cannot afford to have the effect again
of what happened previously.
The likes of Barcelona and co, they are still feeling it. They are yet to come off it. So it will take like a year or thereabouts. So the impact is massive, sincerely. So the earlier the better. We put a process, a strategy in place so that in case we go into the fourth or fifth wave, it will not affect the activity because a lot of people really depends on sporting activities.
Well, sporting activities being the main thing that we're talking about, revenue, COVID, and how we can be able to avoid all what happened during the beginning of the pandemic, shutting down sporting activities, losing lots and lots of revenue, and that is something that we need to sidestep, and we hope that we actually get through this again. So this 360 Sports on Trust TV. This is where we draw the curtains on this episode of the program. And we'd really like to thank our guest. I don't want to call him a guest, but we'd really like to thank Olawale Peters for being here with us.
Pleasure is mine always.
Yes, and it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. My name is Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.